In a small village, nestled amidst rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there lived a young boy named Elias. His grandmother was a devout woman who would often tell him captivating stories about Jesus Christ. Let's follow little Elias and see how these words from Jesus helped him throughout his week. She would emphasize that Jesus didn't just come to perform miracles, but to show us the way to live a life filled with love, forgiveness, and unwavering faith. Remembering his grandmother's stories, he knew that Jesus had taught his followers to love their neighbors as themselves. Words were exchanged, and soon anger started to fill his heart. But then he remembered Jesus' words, "Forgive 70 times 7. But then he remembered what Jesus had said, "Do not worry about tomorrow." It teased him for believing in God. As the day came to an end, Elias felt a deep sense of happiness, knowing that he was loved and supported by his family. But Elias, remembering Jesus' words, "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake," held his ground. He knew that even though he might be different, his beliefs were strong, and he didn't let the teasing bring him down. So, instead of letting fear consume him, Elias turned to prayer, talked to God, expressing his worries and asking for guidance. And Elias understood that Jesus isn't just a character in a storybook, but a true friend who guides and loves him every step of the way. He learned that Jesus teaches us not only on Sundays, but every day, to love, forgive, help, trust, endure, and rest in God's presence. Elias knew that with Jesus by his side, every day was filled with hope and happiness. Even when someone wrongs you, make amends. So Elias took a deep breath, apologized to his brother from the heart, and forgave him for any hurt he had caused. So, gathering all his courage, Elias stood up for his friend, reminding the other children of how they should treat one another. The man's clothes were tattered, and Elias could see that he was in desperate need of warmth. Without hesitation, Elias took off his jacket and ran towards the man, asking him if he could help. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the homeless man accepted the offer, and Elias walked home feeling a sense of fulfillment. As Elias grew older, he carried these teachings in his heart, and they guided him through the ups and downs of life. On Monday, while playing with his classmates, Elias witnessed one of his friends being mistreated by the other children. On Tuesday, Elias got into a heated argument with his younger brother. On Wednesday, Elias was walking home from school when he saw a homeless man shivering by the side of the road. On Thursday, Elias woke up feeling sad. Couldn't shake off this feeling of fear and worry about the future. On Friday, it was Friday. While sharing a Bible story with his friends at school, Elias was mocked by some of his classmates. On Saturday, Elias spent time with his family. They laughed, played games, and talked about the upcoming church service. And on Sunday, during the church service, the pastor spoke about how Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So, as the week went on, Elias continued to listen to his grandmother's stories about Jesus.